I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. I had been feeling like I was going to pass out at times during runs and workouts, and there was this indescribable feeling. The feeling that my body was fit to keep going, but it couldn't go because an invisible wall that I couldn't physically break down was there. The cross-country coaches had recommended to most female athletes to get their ferritin levels checked, but I thought that wasn't ever going to be something I struggled with. I thought that I would go into the season strong since I had 400 miles over the summer and that I would get a personal record and drop a minute in my time. Well, to say the least, things changed. I went to my primary doctor for a sports physical, and they wanted to get my ferritin/iron levels checked by a blood test. So that Saturday morning, I went to get the blood test. I was anxious as everyone is on their first blood test. I hadn't eaten in 12 hours and hadn't drank that much water because I was sleeping during the night. I went to the lab at the back of the doctor's office and got my number for the blood test line. I sat in the waiting room. Waiting was a very scary aspect because I didn't exactly know what to expect. I went into the lab chair when I was called. I sat down, and the people who took my blood felt my veins to the one with the most blood. She drew the blood. I didn't really watch. It was scary, and I felt the little pricks. I was very anxious, but I was brave. I did not cry or scream. I felt like my ferritin/iron levels wouldn't be low, and I was already having enough stress to deal with since changing to a new school, so I didn't think I would have to stress about my low iron levels. I walked out after she was done, but I couldn't really see anything. Everything seemed a blur. I wanted to go outside to take my mask off to get some fresh air, but then I couldn't see anything, so I decided to say something to a security guard walking past. I said, "I think I'm going to pass out," and he responded with, "Don't pass out," which I think is really funny because I couldn't really prevent it. I then tried to keep walking towards the door, but apparently I wasn't going to it because I blacked out after hitting the wall. The security guard called for the nurses, and they immediately came into the normal pass-out procedure. And then I was restored and was able to go home after a while. I had been planning on going to exercise and run after this, because that's just the person I am, but unfortunately, this got in the way. A few days later, I got my blood test results back. I found out that I was super low on iron. My reality of a cross-country season had come to an end. The first time I raced, I was 2 minutes slower than what I had been at the beginning of my freshman season. The race was a hot and sunny day. I was trying to run fast, but there was a problem. I couldn't run fast towards the last 1.5 miles. My body should have been prepared to and able to, but it just couldn't. I got a side stitch from not having enough oxygen. The race was very hard to mentally work through considering my paces kept dropping. The basic overview to iron deficiency is, without enough iron, your body cannot produce enough of a substance in red blood cells that enables them to carry oxygen. As a result, iron deficiency anemia leaves you tired and short of breath. This is exactly what happened at that race. This was totally crushing for me. This was not something I'd imagined as my season as, and I had goals to accomplish a season that wouldn't be achieved. I realized I was going to have to push and try even harder than the competition. I knew I always had another year in high school and I would be able to recover from my iron deficiency with the help of iron pills and a new diet. I also had to incorporate core and strength in my routine to make up for the iron. I wanted to do core most days and be consistent with it so I would get faster, because I really wanted to be faster. The motivation for cross country was still there, which at times I had doubted. I spent some nights crying over it, but I realized that I can still run and I am not injured. I'm lucky to run and be able to be somewhat fast. I was also going to be able to step up in my team as a leader, even though this is my first year at the new school. Fortunately, I was able to improve my times, but I never got to where I was last season. With my new team, I was actually able to compete in the state meet yesterday, which was my first time competing in a cross-country state meet. Feeling the adrenaline rush was exciting, and I was proud of being able to be in the 2020 state championship meet with my new teammates. This year brought new challenges, new choices, and new things to celebrate. I am grateful for this part of my journey in life. It has allowed me to learn more about the nutrition my body needs so that I can get healthier and stronger. It is my goal to become a professional runner, and with this experience, I will have more knowledge to share with other aspiring runners along the way.